Glad you're watching Newsfeed this 5th day of April 2023. Good afternoon, I'm Flora Limuki. Let's kick off this live broadcast. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has promised the youth that the government is ready to support their work and nurture them to become better contributors to the nation's development. Gachagua, who was speaking on Tuesday evening at Harambee House Annex while hosting young Kenyans who emerged victorious during the Kenyans Under 40 Africa Awards held in South Africa, and said the Kenya Kwanza administration was keen on nurturing the youth to be better in their field of expertise. Gachagua said the country was endowed with hardworking young people with the right work ethics, assuring them of the government's keenness to assist them fully exploit their potential.
This is our country and we have no other. Let's talk good about our country. Let's go out there and show the world that we have a country called Kenya, a land of opportunities and a land of good brains. And my dream and my way of looking at life is that when we shall successfully empower young people to take over leadership in all spheres, investment, business, politics, commerce, that day President William Ruto and I can take our bags and go and retire, happy people. And what the President and I are trying to do is to create an environment to allow the youth to develop their full potential, to give them a good environment to operate in so that they can scale the heights and lead in our transformation.
Be the engine that drives peace and development in the country by avoiding politicians who are using them for chaos and violence. Instead, associate themselves with visionary leaders, not self-centered leaders who have no development agenda. Chichi Josephine tells us more.
Speaking during a meeting in Nakuru West Sub-County organized by Midrift Human Rights Network, Calvin Muga, a program officer at Midrift, noted that only a peaceful atmosphere could guarantee meaningful development and social-economic prosperity for all.
Kwa sababu mambo muhimu sana hayawezi yakafanyika kama hakuna amani. Hatuwezi tukaenda sokoni kama hakuna amani. Wale wa Kristo na Waislamu hawawezi wakaenda msikitini ama kanisani kama hakuna amani. Hatuwezi tukafanya biashara kama hakuna amani. Inamaanisha kwamba amani ni kitu muhimu sana.
Muga cautioned the youth to desist from being used by selfish politicians to foment trouble and perpetrate violence in the name of airing their grievances.
Kuna vijana wako hapa, kuna wakina mama wako hapa, na kuna wakina baba wako hapa, na wote wako kwenye vikundi tofauti. Ile ujumbe ambayo tutatoka nayo hapa, ombi letu ni kwamba wakati ambapo wanaenda pale nje, waende wasafirishe hiyo ujumbe ama wafikishe hiyo ujumbe kwa wale ambao wamebaki pale nyumbani. Kwa sababu hawa wenye wako hapa ni viongozi, wale ambao wako na wale wafuasi wao pia, watu ambao wanawasikiza vizuri sana.
Chanzo kuu ya siasa hizi kuleta uhasama ndani yetu ni ukabila, ambayo kwa mara mingi inahubiriwa na wanasiasa, na pia vile ile malezi ambayo tunapata kutoka utotoni. So ningependa kuhimiza vijana wenzangu ya kwamba waweze kuembrace vijana wenzao irrespective of their tribe or irrespective of their political affiliation, na kuambia kwamba everybody has a right to vote, a right to associate with any political party.
On a political truce between Raila Odinga and President William Ruto, the leaders have welcomed the Dialogue Initiative, urging Kenyans to remain peaceful and end the political stalemate witnessed in the country.
Tumeona juzi Rais William Ruto na Raila Odinga wameamua ya kwamba wataform ile bipartisan committee. Tuwapatie hao wangwana wawili nafasi ya kufanya hiyo kazi. Okay? Ya kuteua wale ambao watakaa katika hizo committee na kuhakikisha kwamba yale masuala ambayo yalikuwa yanaibukiwa ama yanaletwa na Raila Odinga, basi wametafuta jinsi ya kufanya nini, ya kuangalia. Lakini sisi hapa chini, kile ambacho ni muhimu sana kwetu sisi hapa chini, kama wananchi wa hapa chini ni kuhakikisha ya kwamba tumezidi kuweka amani hata wakati ambapo wangwana wale wawili wanapata kuzungumza pale.
Chichi Josephine, TV47.
Well, Chichi, thank you for that. Moving on, 60% of men are ailing from kidney-related diseases compared to 40% of women in the country. This is according to experts who say the prevalence of some of the factors contributing to the high number of cases in men than women include limited health-seeking behavior in men and recklessness. As far as health conditions are concerned, the experts further say the country's disease burden has tremendously gone up due to COVID-19, which has contributed to acute kidney conditions. They have, however, diagnosed risk of factors in the management of kidney-related diseases in the country.
The reason why kidney diseases have become more and we are recognizing them late is that we are missing the risk factors. And both the primary care physician, the home care physician, the nurses, the medical colleges, they should all congregate together to teach the younger generation to pick up the disease early. Nephrologists come late into the picture. By the time people like me, patient comes to people like me, the disease is fairly advanced. What can I do? Because the disease which has been there since 10 years, smoldering slowly, growing slowly like an iceberg, which you see only the tip. And then by the time they reach the specialist like me, I can only offer a renal replacement. Your kidney is damaged, less than 10%, I offer dialysis and transplant. So that is where the impetus has shifted of the medical care from primary prevention to secondary provision of dialysis and transplant, which is very costly, both for the patient, the family, the governments across the world. We are addressing the problem in its failed state. I cannot cure the disease at that point. I cannot cure a patient on dialysis back to normal.
Elsewhere, professional health care in the North Rift region is on the verge of collapsing due to shortage of professional doctors and failure of North Honor CBA agreements of North, according to Kenya Medical Practitioners and Doctors Union officials from the region. The KMPDU North Rift Secretary General Kamonzi Mulei has also announced a go-slow by doctors in Nandi County and has called upon the government to rescue healthcare from devolved units back to the national government.
Kwa hivyo tungependa kutoa onyo katika hizi county za North Rift ya kwamba sisi tumekuwa tukizungumza na nyinyi kwenye boardroom setup. Tumekuwa watu wangwana na tumeongea maneno ya kingwana. Lakini ni kama tumefika mahali ambapo mazoeano yamezidi. So mnakuja tunazungumza, lakini yale mambo ambayo tunazungumza kwenye hizo boardrooms hamyatilii maanani. You're not affecting some of these things we are discussing. Tumekuja kwenu na CBA. Tukaongelea mambo ambayo yanaathiri hao madaktari. Tukitoka kwenye ofisi zenu bado hamlipi mishahara. Mnasema tutapromote, bado hamjapandisha daraja na vyeo vya kazi.
The union said that as a country we really need to the devolution of health care services. We have mentioned severally that we need a centralized body to actually look at the health resource for health, and that is actually the Health Services Commission. If that is actually looked into, I think most of the problems across the counties are actually going to be sorted out. There is no county than neurosurgeon. In our neighboring counties, across all these North Rift counties, there is no a single county with a cardiothoracic surgeon. There is no single county with some of those specialized services. So they have to refer all the patients to MTRH. So the numbers are less, the doctors are overworked, and there are doctors out there waiting to be employed. Yet the county government are saying that they don't have money. The national government is also not supporting the county so that they can employ the doctors who are actually qualified.
And victims of the protest led by the Azimio la Umoja coalition have continued with their cry for justice as many children remain at home following the woods caused during the demonstrations. Speaking at the Mathare Social Justice Center, Nairobi, the affected women condemned the attacks, which they say has had a huge impact on both their lives and livelihoods. The victims are now calling on the government and the opposition to solve their differences whilst prioritizing the lowering of high cost of living so as to caution vulnerable families. Sentiments echoed by Haki Africa Executive Director Hussein Khalid.
Moja nimeathirika, lakini mimi nilikujua tu kwa nyumba. Nikakatwa na panga, nikapepewa kila kitu. Lakini kwangu naweza omba wakubwa wakae chini waongee. Sisi wenye tuko chini ndio tunaumia.
Mimi na shona hizi beads na bado nauza household. Bado bed covers ziko. Nilipoona kwa TV kama vitu zangu zinachukuliwa zikichomwa, nilitoka nje nikawa nataka kuja kuangalia ni nini inafanyika. Hizo vitu zilichukuliwa kwa workshop, walivunja mlango, wakaingia, wakachukua vitu wakachoma.
Rudi tena mara nyingine. Vijana wakatoka juu mbio kuteremka. Juu wesi simama na unaona vita ndio hii. Wako na hizo masila yao, vijana wana masila. Mara pili tena wakarudi wakaniruhusia tena, nikawauliza mmoja wao, uko na mimi na nia gani? Ati wewe mama, wewe ndio unaita hao vijana hapa. Nikawaambia vijana wagani hao, vijana ni wageni kwa sura, kwa macho yangu. Ilibidi nimwage maji, nirudishe manguo kwa nyumba. Juu nilisense kuna danger.
Watu wameumia hapa. Watu wameumia hapa. Akuje aone venye watoto wamechomeka na tear gas. Akuje aone venye watu wameumia. Hawa wote. Hiyo apology lazima ifike kwa wao, sio kwa TV. Aongee hapa, watu wajue kwamba ame-apologize. So we are saying no dialogue without the involvement of the people.
And, our country is a secular country, as stipulated by the Constitution. So you cannot run this country on Christian fundamentalism and not call out all these men who are running amok this country. Because it is the women and the children who suffer at the end of it all. You have seen all these people here, mothers with their children. Where are they supposed to take these children? People have not even gotten health care. They did not get first aid or any medical attention.
And farmers in Garissa are lamenting about floods that have destroyed their roads and farm produce, causing severe losses. Speaking in Garissa, the Kenya Livestock Market Council Chairman, Dubat Ame, wants the county and national government to address the floods that have been recurring after the long drought seasons witnessed for the past 2 years. Dubat further pointed out that the destruction of farm produce has led to unemployment and scarcity of certain foods, causing their prices to shoot up at a time when the country is experiencing a tough economic times and a high cost of living.
Nataka kuambia serikali yetu kuu ya kuwa madhara mengi imetendeka kwa mashamba, mafuriko imetendeka, hasara mingi imetendeka kwa mashamba. Mavuno yale yalikuwa waingie kwa soko yameharibikia ndani, hakuna access road ya kuingia kuchukua hiyo mavuno, hakuna kupitia kwa mashamba. Mfuriko wa maji ya mto na maji ya mvua zimepatana, madhara mengi imetendeka, watu wamehasarika, pia mfugo, engines zile zilikuwa kwa mashamba zote zingine zimeenda. Tunaomba serikali yetu kuu ya kuwa tafadhali waangalie wakulima ya Garissa.
Baada ya ukame mrefu tunapata mfuriko. Sasa kwa wiki moja mto ilifurika na imeathiri wakulima sana. Ile vyakula iko ndani sasa hatuwezi toa, hatuwezi fika kwa mashamba. Kuna mambo mbaya sana. Tungependa serikali ya county na serikali kuu iangalie maslahi yetu.
Mto ilifurika kwa mashamba. Shamba ile karibu na mto yote imejaa maji ikakuja kwa juu. Kwa hivyo tulikuwa tumesema ya kuwa ile barabara ambayo inaingia mashamba ilifungika kwa ajili ya shamba, ile mazao tukitoa ndani ya shamba hatungeweza.
Kilifi County is said to have several mobile courts as an enhancement to aid in judicial processes. This is one of the resolutions in this year's court users committee meeting in the county. The Kilifi Deputy Governor Flora Chibule, who also attended the meeting, said many cases like defilement and other sexually and gender-based cases have not seen justice because of several challenges like transportation of victims to Kilifi for hearing of their cases from far-flung areas.
Mengi ambayo yamejichipuza yenyewe ni zile mimba za mapema na vile hawa perpetrators wataweza kuwa dealt with, lakini tumeona sheria imeweza kuwa favor zaidi kwa sababu wengi wa wale perpetrators ni incest. Kwa hivyo ni jamii ya wale wasichana waathiriwa. Kwa hivyo tukasema hapo tuanze hiyo mobile court, lakini tayari tulikuwa tumetenga nafasi pale Mtwapa, lakini tumeona kuna haja katika Central, Kilifi Central pia tuwe na nyumba ambayo nyumba hiyo pia ita double up kuwa magistrate court ambapo kesi kama hizo ili to decongest Malindi.
Yes, judiciary under the constitution is still committed in terms of access to justice, and in that regard we are working closely with the county government. The governor was here, deputy governor was with us today, as well as the county attorney. There are intentions to establish mobile court in Bamba, which is said to be very fast, and the distance from Kilifi Road Courts to Bamba is quite a distance, and access is a problem. People don't have the resources to pay for transport, and also the means. The roads are rough roads during the rainy season, like the one we are expecting this time round. They are not able to reach court. Some of the police stations do not even have vehicles to transport the witnesses to court.
And as the Easter season approaches, Mwingi Born, a renowned televangelist Apostle Francis Musili, made food donations to Destiny Child Help Center, a children's home for the needy, orphans and less fortunate in the Mwingi West constituency. Apostle Francis Musili, who heads the Around the Globe ministries, says that he saw it wise to share some foodstuffs to the children ahead of the Easter celebrations, as Jesus taught the church to be generous, especially to the less fortunate in the society.
Given me all that was different. Thanks so much, Bambambu.
We want to urge other people of goodwill. Jesus said, if you have two shirts, kama uko na shati mbili, upe yule ambaye hana. Usiweke mbili na kuna mwingine anapigwa na baridi. Kwa hivyo it's on that na kusherekea, kwa sababu Easter is about sacrifice. When God sacrificed his only begotten son.
So far tuko na watoto 85. Tuko na 26 wako secondary school na tuko na hao wako hapa wamebaki hapa around 62 64. So nashukuru Mungu maana mahali tumetoka ni mbali na tumeona mkono wa Bwana.
Elsewhere, the government, through the Cabinet Secretary in the Ministry of Cooperatives and Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development, Simon Chelugoi, says it is focused to empower farmers and assist in farm production to address food insecurity. Speaking in Mombasa during a graduation ceremony of stockists who were being trained on agribusiness skills, he has hinted that the government is looking forward to launching another phase of Hustler Fund that will target individual businesses and MSMEs. Chelugui further states that the government has already established a multi-agency team that will help distribute subsidized fertilizers to farmers during the planting season.
Reshape it. You know the pain. It's the rain. So the heavy feather starts going away. and then the eagle goes back, takes a dip 3 times.
Our desire as an administration is to invest in production, to empower stockists and distributors who are seated in this room, as opposed to empowering traders who are importing foodstuff. We want Kenyan farmers to benefit. We want to save our dollar. We want to assure our citizens of food security. So for us, we want to go down to the farmer to ensure that we produce enough for ourselves as a country and even for export. The government also wants to increase agricultural production by addressing the cost of farming inputs, including fertilizer, pesticides, seeds, and animal feeds, their quality and access to them. To further enhance national security, food security, the government is revitalizing the agricultural cooperatives in the dairy sector, coffee, tea, fishing, maize, cotton, and edible oils. A multi-agency team has been established to assist in distribution of subsidized fertilizer.
Nyamira County Director of Education Zachary Mutuiriri has flagged off a team of 104 secondary school students to participate in the Regional Science and Engineering Expo in Isebania Secondary School in Migori County. The teachers and students have affirmed that the director of their preparedness and hopes to reach the national levels, where the engineering chair Henry Manotti stated that they have 13 categories ranging from robotics, mathematics, science, innovations, amongst other categories.
Want to flag off our teams that are going for our regional competitions in Isebania for science and engineering and sports in Kisii. These are the teams that have won at the county and they have excelled, and we believe when they get to the regions, they will be able to excel and they will be able to represent this region at the nationals, which will be held next term. Science and engineering is one of our innovative ways of tapping talents, technological engineering talents from the students at a tender stage, such that when they grow up, they will be able to pursue that line of technology engineering, and their minds becomes innovative and creative in a way that will be able to assist this economy to expand as much as possible.
Engineering fair, and we are now today going to Isebania Boys High School. We hope to proceed to the nationals, and again we would like to thank our teachers for their support financially. Projects, we need them, we need the government to support us so that our project will be able to proceed to other levels, actually, even the internationals.
My name is Jacqueline Kwampoka from Nyameru Secondary School. I'm in Form 4 doing robotic under computer. Expect to move to